Good morning. Welcome to the August 21st, 2025 meeting of the Muncie Redevelopment Commission. I will call this meeting to order, and we will start with roll call. Mr. Bishop?
Here.
Mr. Dale?
Present.
Mr. Miller, I am here. Mr. Pavilla is absent today. Ms. Wagley?
Here.
And Mr. Lowe? Hello, thank you. Looking over our agenda, Mr. Howe is absent today. He had a family emergency he had to take care of, so please send your good thoughts to him. I would suggest that we amend the agenda to remove the financial and city updates. So that's items -1 and -2 under item 6. And then we can keep the property transfers for discussion. So that would be my motion, that we just eliminate those two items that are normally from Jeff.
Second.
Okay. Go ahead and take roll. Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Dale?
Yep.
Mr. Miller, yes, and Ms. Wagley?
Yes.
Okay. Move on to the previous meeting memoranda. You all should have a copy of that in your packets today.
Motion to amend the memoranda to indicate that I was present at the last meeting.
I will second that motion. Is there any further discussion?
Yeah, I've got 5 items I'd like to mention that are not either correct or included in the minutes. The first one is that under 620 North Walnut Street, says the deal is nearing for this MRC-owned property. But Jeff Howe was very clear that the property is not owned by the city nor the MRC. Well, he said the city, but it's actually owned by the Greater Muncie Economic Development Corporation. So that's just the line that the MRC owns the property is not correct. Second, under Muncie home price growth, a bullet that should be under that is that President Miller, you asked if all MRC financial commitments are satisfied for the skate park, and Hal said yes. It's just not noted here. It's a notable item. I asked about an update on Till Pond. Hal made remarks, and then Commissioner Wagley stated that the contract was awarded and the work has started. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but it was stated. Number 3, there's just a small misspelling. Facade Gant is facade grant. Number 4, under public comment, it doesn't note who asked the questions about a Ball State stalled project, former YMCA development, or Till Pond, and that was Miss Charlize Jameson. I think it should be noted, if there's a public comment, who asked the public comment. And finally, under commissioner comments, they're not included at all in the minutes. Commissioner Miller, or President Miller, elaborated on the YMCA Canal project, how further elaborated, and then Commissioner Wagley provided clarifications on the two different developers. President Miller updated on the disposition of the Cohen Memorial plaque that is now stalled, I think, until mid-2026. That was a commissioner comment. And then I commented on the YMCA and the Till Pond projects, just on the need for requests for updates. And then finally, I made a remark that about the BSU comment about a stalled project, which I thought was unnecessary. But anyway, I would offer these up for inclusion for finalization of the minutes.
Okay, Mr. Bishop, you offered up a motion and that has been seconded. Do you want to amend your motion or do you want to keep it as is?
Motion to amend my amendment to include Mr. Dale's revisions.
Okay, that motion is on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll take roll. Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Dale?
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes. Ms. Wagley?
No.
Okay. Move on to the claims. Mr. Wright.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kind of a short list of claims this month. Just wanted to make a couple notes. I sent out yesterday, just before noon. We did have some bank fees for the 2019 B Canal District Accu-Tech bond. and a payment to Flatland for the Gateway Park, which was basically concrete work and staking. With that, I'll just open it up to any questions you might have.
Any questions about the claims for Mr. Wright today?
I really appreciate your emails ahead of the meetings. That's pretty cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take a motion regarding the claims, if anybody
So
has
moved.
one. There's a motion to approve the claims. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale,
Yes?
Mr. Miller, yes, and Ms. Wagler.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, we won't have our usual updates from Jeff today. Zane, do you want to talk a little bit about the status update on the facade grant program for us? That would be great.
Yes, I actually didn't prepare a ton of info, but the facade grant that's been discussed to benefit, basically any properties that need some work. There's different ranges, like if you're downtown, you're eligible for more expenses, and if you're just in the general city limits, you're eligible for more just like general scoping services. I think like demolition and like some very like more high level renovation work, whereas I think downtown covers more like actual like facade restoration. The details and the whole packet's on the website, and I think the city is putting out some sort of release, or
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. I assume so.
I will be re-asking the city to put out some sort of release on Facebook and then maybe in the Muncie Journal to go over the details more in depth. But the program details are under the MRC, the Redevelopment Commission section of the webpage. If you just search Muncie Facade Grant, it'll take you to that landing page as well. There's the program details, a map of the areas where the different tiers are, and then an application to apply for the funds. I don't know if it's mid to late August. So I don't know if we'll reach the end of the allotted funds for this year. But the funds will be renewed annually, and kind of to be on a first come, first serve basis. But yeah, basically everything's live, and we'll be putting out something more formal and more in depth than what I did not prepare to share.
That's okay. Thank you, Mr. Bishop, to you and Mr. Pravilla, and all the planning committee members for their hard work on that. It's exciting that that's live. That's been asked about by a lot of people. I've had a lot of inquiries. I know the city has. So I appreciate your hard work, and thank you for that. If there's nothing else on that, we'll move on to other business. Under the property transfers, there are a few transfers we need to consider. They should be in your packets here today. Let me go to the list. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are transfers to be considered for the Muncie Land Bank. This is a pretty standard transfer. They're 1019 East Kirby, 1111 East 5th, 1220 East Memorial, 1222 East Memorial, 1520 East Kirby, 2007 East Willard, 609 South Brady, 717 South Vine, 721 South Beacon, 805 East Willard, 806 East Willard, and 819 East Seymour. These are properties that I think Jeff kind of deemed necessary to pass on to the land bank, given our work with them and our agreement with them. And I believe the land bank would like to accept those properties, to my knowledge. Mr. Howard, I see you here, so if you have other commentary, please feel free to provide that now. So we can do this one of two ways. We can consider a motion just for the land bank properties first, then talk about the other two, or we can do them all together.
Can we split them up?
Yeah, that's fine by me. So I don't know if there's any other commentary or questions
Well,
about.
I'd like to hear just briefly from Mr. Howard, maybe in general, what these properties will be used for. I assume residential purposes.
Good morning,
I just-
Nate Howard from the Land Bank. Well, I think we have some properties that we are holding for the city, the MRC, upon request. And so Jeff had indicated that he would go through some of the MRC inventory and find things that might be helpful to the land bank. and the work that we're doing. All these properties, I think, except one, are in the industry neighborhood where we have a partnership. They're all vacant lots. So it does help with our work there with the neighborhood association, with other nonprofit stakeholders that we're working. We're going to be using the urban planning class this third year urban planning studio, being out in the neighborhood, helping develop, use property, neighborhood voice to kind of come up with kind of a development plan. So these do go very well with what we're trying to do in industry neighborhood.
Thanks.
Great.
The one thing I would add is that I mentioned this to Jeff, that we would need to get approval from our board at our next board meeting in September. It's pretty standard, but just there's that condition in whatever resolution is made.
Wonderful.
Is this list inclusive of the Old West End properties that had been requested?
This is independent of that.
Okay, so that's still pending? Or you no longer requesting those properties?
We had asked for 17 properties in Old West End from the county, and the response was that there were, I think, 4 that were actually.
There were properties from the MRC in the Old West End that were requested at one point,
Oh, I'm
right?
sorry. We got those. Those were 3 were on Power Street. Those were transferred to
Okay,
us.
sorry, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
That's a good question. Thanks, Mr. Howard.
Yep.
My only question on the land bank transfers would be 1220 East Memorial and 1222 East Memorial. Does the MRC own those properties?
According to Mr. Howe, yes.
Okay.
You've got Beacon pulled up. I mean, if you
Yeah,
look them up.
Beacon's been a little behind.
Yeah.
It says that AEP owns them.
Okay. I believe the last update I had from Mr. Howe was that these are all our properties, and we do intend to transfer them to the land bank.
Okay.
So,
Well, as long as we have the authority to transfer all these lots, I will go ahead.
Obviously, anything that we don't own, we can't transfer even if you approve it. So if there's, Jeff's not here to ask, but if that's a typo or that was a mistake, if you approve it and we don't own it, you can't transfer it anyway, so.
Yeah.
sure.
I would suggest, Commissioner Bishop, that if you make a motion, that you can state that the transfer is contingent upon the land bank's acceptance, and also making sure that clean title or clean ownership is secured.
Yep,
Is that your motion or yours? You guys can.
so moved.
So moved.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale.
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes, and Ms. Wagley.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. The other 2 properties, the update that I have on those, so we would be transferring the 1700 block of North Colson to GMed, and then the 300 through 312, those are the jury lots, is kind of what they're known as, also to GMed. The 1700 block of North Colson is land near campus that is not really usable for some of our purposes, I would say. It's probably the best. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I can interject here.
Go ahead, please.
I'm not sure if it was Jeff's intent. So this is one of several properties, the 1700 block North Colson, that there's potential development for, so this was just transferred by the city of Muncie to the MRC at it probably wasn't their last Board of Public Works meeting, maybe the one prior, but it hasn't been advertised yet, so we actually can't transfer it out. But
okay.
what we do need to do is pass a resolution accepting ownership of that property.
Okay.
So we'd have the ability to do that today, but we can't actually transfer because it hasn't been advertised, because we haven't had it long enough to advertise it yet.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate the advice. That's a good word. Okay, so I guess that answers the question on 1700 block North Colson. We would need a motion or resolution, I guess, to accept the property from the city of Muncie. Go ahead.
I'm not sure I understand why the MRC would take ownership of these parcels.
Of the 1700 block?
Yes.
The intention, I believe, was for us to take it, get it to GMed, so then they could work out the, I believe I'm allowed to say this, but the cell tower development was the goal there. If you remember
Got it.
Mr. Howe talking a few months ago about trying to get a spot for a cell tower to increase cell services to the city, this is a very ideal spot, and I think it's been kind of tricky to get that secured. So I believe that's the intention of development. I don't
So
want
it's
to
not,
speak to.
it's development, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not like,
Got it.
it's not housing or a major.
Okay.
you
Yeah, I
know
was
what
just
I'm saying?
concerned. I was concerned about like with being in a floodway if
Oh,
if
yeah,
if
that's a good question.
redevelopment was the best
Sure.
use for it, but this makes more sense.
This piece of property almost literally can't be developed for anything because it's landlocked. I don't even know that it has direct road access, and
It
it's,
has right of way access.
it does,
Yeah.
but there's no direct connection to city streets, and it's just a
It's just sitting
Little-
there.
Okay.
triangle.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess okay, we'll start with this one. We need a resolution to accept the property then from the city of Muncie. Is that correct, Mr. Frame?
motion, and you just pass it, and then I'll draft a resolution for signature, yes.
Okay. Would
Make that
anybody?
motion?
Thank you, Ms. Wagley. Is there a second for that motion?
Second.
Wonderful. All right, Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale,
Yes,
Mr. Miller, yes, and Ms. Wagley.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so the 300 through 312 East Washington Street, this is property that is going to be used for the Arts District. Mr. Howell probably has a more specific update for you all than I have, but I believe the intention is for the Arts District in partnership with the MRC, the City Arts Council, all these different groups, and GMed, is to take these properties and then use them to develop that arts district in that corridor. There's, that corridor has like Mad Jack, Civic, a few other areas. And so the goal would be for us to give this to GMed to then further those efforts on this property specifically. I believe the rough intention, from my understanding, is to have this developed into some form of housing for the purposes of relationship to the arts district. So beyond that, Mr. Howell probably has more specifics. I apologize that I don't, but that's the intention of the
what's
transfer.
the urgency on this? Because typically, I'd love to see some examples, some overview layout of this before we approve it. More explanation. It doesn't seem very specific at the moment.
Yeah, I know Mr. Howe has a more specific description for you than I have. Ms. Wagley, we were speaking upstairs, there was some mention of the timeline and why this needs transferred now. I just don't remember what that detail was.
I wasn't in there. I think you guys were talking about it in the office, and I was
Okay.
not.
Okay, that's the only update I have for you. Go ahead, Mr. Freeman.
This
more.
one, I don't believe the timing is, I don't think there's a deadline or anything
Okay.
that we're up against. I don't think there's any issue with, if that's your pleasure, I don't think there's any issue with approving it in September as opposed to August.
Okay,
I'd move to table until we have more information. I'm inclined to think that it's a laudable vote, but I just would like more information.
Second with comment.
go ahead, please.
Ben, have we confirmed that the initial offering was done according to state code for these lots?
When it was published?
Yes, or really before it was published. I'm getting two appraisals.
The RFP was put out, is what you're saying?
I don't remember about the RFP. I'm not sure we had two appraisals.
I know that,
That's right.
I know there was an appraisal and a market value. I'll have to follow up with Jeff on that one. I know there were two documents produced.
I requested the appraisals and did not receive them. And my understanding was that the market value assessment was not done by, I think the justification was that I was supposed to be an employee of the political subdivision, but I don't believe the market value was done by such a person.
I'll have to follow up with Jeff.
He said that you guys were meeting about it, but I don't know if that meeting occurred. Okay.
I haven't been party to one, but I can follow up with them. We've got time, since we're not gonna
Sure.
consider it today.
There's a motion to table anyway in a second, so that's fine. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale,
Yes,
Mr. Miller, yes, Ms. Wagley.
Yes.
Okay. All right, moving on from property transfers, the updated central corridor plan. So, Mr. Bishop, again, thank you. He provided several edits to the updated central corridor plan. I believe Mr. Bishop's edits are extremely helpful and were useful in making that tool better for the use by the city. So, Mr. Bishop, thank you for doing that. You volunteered to do that on your own time, and we have those edits to consider today. Ms. Wagley, you're going to say
Did we
something?
actually approve the land bank transfers? Or were we just approving the two GMed changes to those two?
No,
I'm
we-
not sure that we actually
we-
did that.
We. I
That was
thought
your
we-
motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, we
To
approved it.
approve that and, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So anyway,
Sorry.
no, it's a good question. It's okay. So anyway, the updates to the corridor revitalization plan. Thank you, Mr. Bishop, for volunteering those edits. I
Yep.
think they were great and helpful. So I don't know if you have other commentary on them or anything you want to discuss from it specifically, but
Yeah, the version that in the packet was not redlined, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, essentially the edits were fixing some of the information, like the boundaries and some of the, details and the houses that were labeled. And then I asked for citations for the graphs and graphics that were included. Some of those were added. I am not sure. I didn't get enough time to review to see if I didn't see some of the graphics and the information in the linked citations that were included, and there were still others that were missing citations. But in general, I think these edits fix a lot of the details and the missing information that was included in the initial plan. So,
yeah, I guess if you feel like there's citations or things that still need added in, I'll make the motion that we approve this as is, with the contingency that it needs those citations added as well. That would be my motion.
thank you. Second?
Any further discussion?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions, and probably a statement to make. The intention with this document, as I understand it, is to help an eventual developer project team to gain low-income housing tax credit favor, correct? It is what a municipality has to do in some form or fashion, whether it's done internally, as I think it has been, in a form. I believe Dustin Clark had done this. Or it's done by an independent consultant. This does not meet the requirements of the IRS code for this type of document. And I could go into ad nauseum detail why it isn't. The lack of community engagement is rampant. The specificity is lacking. I've got red lines throughout the wazoo. I didn't know that we were redlining it and had an opportunity to edit it. I would have provided this. It never mentions the Project DM plan, which was a consolidated strategic plan of the county and the city. It doesn't reference it, which tells me that the author of this didn't have all the tools and the knowledge necessary to provide a capable report. So there's in no good conscience can I support passing this. And I didn't even see many changes. I read over 3 times the previous document and this document, and it is still, in my opinion, a document unworthy of support. The graphics in it are horrific. Anyway, so I would hope we would expect more.
Any further comments before we take roll on that motion? Seeing none. Mr. Bishop?
Yes.
Mr. Dale?
No.
Mr. Miller, yes. Ms. Wagley?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. We'll move on to Ms. Green with your update from Light Up Muncie.
Good morning. I am Amber Green, Communications Director for the city. I am here today in my capacity serving on the committee for Light Up Muncie. If that sounds vaguely familiar to you, it is the event that's formerly been known as Light Up Downtown. The city is now putting it on, and I'm coming to request $10,000 to help facilitate that event taking place. Excuse me, sorry. Formerly, it has been the Christmas tree lighting. We are planning to add a lit parade to this event this coming year, and hopefully in the future years as well. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
What's a lit parade?
So like any entry into the parade, it would be at night.
Okay.
So any entry into the parade needs to be lit with something other than headlights. So Christmas lights on your car, on the float, whatever it may be. We've seen some other communities in Indiana do something very similar. I remember Christmas parades from when I was younger, and I thought that was a great idea.
Just for clarification's sake, so you're asking us for 10K total
Yes.
to help support the event. And part of that money, if I'm correct, was supposed to go towards replacing some of the Christmas tree lighting that the MRC had previously purchased in years past. It's just been damaged over
Yes.
time. Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, so we've funded similar efforts before in the past. It's a great community event. I enjoy it every year, so I'm certainly in support of it. Don't know if there's any other
Is the,
questions, comments. Good.
is the scope still kind of the same? Like, is it still downtown? Is there still like Christmas
Yeah,
tree?
absolutely the same. It's still lighting the Christmas tree at Cannon Commons. There will be different musical acts and community partners on the Cannon Commons stage. If you attended last year, some of those acts did not come because last year was like -10.
Sure.
We're hoping for better weather this year, but with the first week of December, you kind of roll the dice. But we have already confirmed partners with Ball State and Ivy Tech, and we're working to get the Ball State Code Red dancers and some of the bands or choirs from Muncie Community Schools. That's also, it falls on first Thursday in December, so the traditional Art Mart and vendors will also be present at an indoor location, so that way those can be shoppable without freezing. And then also the parade, food trucks, other vendors as well.
You said the city is now putting on the event instead of downtown development?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, sorry. What fund? I remembered I had one more question. It just took me a minute. What fund is this being pulled from?
My assumption is just MRC General. I don't have the specific answer from Jeff, but we can certainly ask.
Thank you.
Probably other services or,
Mm-hmm.
Can you not elaborate, but share a little bit? Why is it not going to be a function of downtown development anymore?
The updated contract with Downtown Development has 4 events that Downtown Development is putting on, and this was not part of the list that they submitted to the city.
Okay, makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. I'll take a motion to approve the request if there is one. I'll make the motion to approve the request for $10,000 to the Light Up Muncie effort this year. Is there a second for that motion?
second.
Okay. Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale,
Yep.
Mr. Miller, yes, and Ms. Wagley.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amber.
Thank you.
We do have a line item for an update from the Innovation Connector and Ted Baker, but I don't see him here today, which is fine. Is there anyone else here from Innovation? I don't see. Okay, that's okay. We'll move on.
Can we go ahead and pass that?
Can, certainly,
It's
yeah.
just the pass-through funds that come in to us, and then we pass it. We might as well go ahead and do it, rather than making them wait another
Yeah,
month.
that's fine.
It's standard, it happens every year.
Yeah.
I would move that.
Okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
second.
okay.
What's the amount this year, the straw?
I don't remember what it is. It should be in
He
the
sent
queue
an
somewhere.
email.
Craig, do you know that number off the top of your head? We do it every year. I just don't remember what it is off the top of my head either.
Right.
These are just the funds that are for the certified tech park, but they just need to request them
They
formally.
come through the state and they pass through the MRC.
It's
There's
usually
a standard
50,000.
formula for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, for whatever reason, the legislature set up local municipal redevelopment commissions to be the pass-through entity. You can't spend it on anything or use it for anything other than give it to them. So
Yeah.
that's literally all you can do with it.
Okay, we do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Okay. Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
Mr. Dale?
Yes.
Mr. Miller, yes, and Ms. Wagley.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll move on to the update from the Muncie Land Bank. Mr. Howard, if you have more to tell us today.
Good morning again, Nate Howard from the Muncie Land Bank. Related to acquisition and disposition, we sold 4 properties, transferred 4 properties to the Ross Center. Those are properties that we've been holding for a couple of years now, and they were ready to acquire them, so we passed those off. We were able to execute the first transfer of properties that are connected to the Old West End development to Intend Indiana, 11 properties. And I think I'd mentioned before that we had inquired, talked to Intend, the city, HWC, ECIRP about switching out some properties from the original properties that were on the list to be developed. And so we were able to do that, and so that means that we have 2 additional properties available to the public for redevelopment, 913 West Kilgore and 509 West Adams.
I apologize.
Yes.
Can you repeat those two?
913 West Kilgore
Yep,
and 509 West Adams.
thanks. Apologize.
I started to mention when I was up here before, we did submit an ask to the county for 45 properties, 17 in the Old West End, 18 in Whiteley, and 10 in Industry. The response back was that more than 60% of those, most of those, were not available anymore, and so we're trying to figure out exactly why that is, if they're might be available in the future, but we're working on potentially acquiring a handful of those. 15, I think, is the number, spread out across those 3 neighbors from the county. It may be that we pay something for them, maybe the minimum bid that they would be offered for at the deed sale, but we're working on that. So, and those are all tied to our partnerships in those 3 neighborhoods, the Old West End, Industry, and Whiteley. We had our first Friday meeting in August. We presented, the land bank staff presented on our work in Industry and Whiteley, those kind of emerging partnerships. And then our first Friday in September, we're actually having Amber Scobie, who's here this morning. She's going to be sharing about her work in public housing and supporting redevelopment of public housing. Yeah, lastly, I've mentioned it before, we are, the land bank is partnered with the 3rd-year planning studio, and so those students are going to be, we've started working with them, and they're going to be out in primarily the Industry neighborhood over the semester, helping us create the inputs that we need to be able to do some redevelopment in the neighborhood. Any questions or comments?
Any updates on, I may have spaced out. I apologize if you just shared this. Any updates on the Intend development?
We have not got any new information about the disbursement of the money that we're waiting for.
Like you're just waiting on the ready to for all that, or something else?
Yeah, we're waiting on the ready money, but we're starting to move forward. That's, I mentioned that we had transferred some properties to Intend, and they're still working, or they're planning to start something this fall.
Planning to start doing something this fall. Sounds good.
That's just my verbiage.
Creative.
Something's going to happen.
No,
There's
you're
a lot,
That's a
there's
describer.
a lot of nonsense.
Can you keep us updated on why the properties from the county were not available?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move into public comment. Everybody has 2 minutes each. Is there anybody who'd like to give public comment today?
I don't think there's a list.
Yes, Rick Yenser, newsman and author. Came to my attention last week that the city, or probably redevelopment commission, since your director was doing the talking, wants to build another subdivision in the middle of a field that has no access, no utilities or nothing. I'm talking about that field out there by Farmington that Ball State gave the city. He was trying to get money from the county. And frankly, you know, I'm kind of opposed to spending $2 million in public money for another housing addition when private developers, private construction companies, and others are building housing all over this county, and they're not getting a dime of tax dollars. You know, I don't know the economy here in the last 5 years of building out housing with public money, but it needs to stop. It's not bringing jobs. It's not helping us. There's not a lot of local labor. Let me give you an example out here that I found a month ago with the Ridge Group. I thought it was a gas and oil company that the dad operated, build convenience stores, put in gasoline pumps, things like that. Well, the kids have evolved it into construction development. They're building a multi-million-dollar apartment complex just west of town in Yorktown. All they needed was the water and rezoning. They don't want anything else. They also have dibs on this continued county housing project out near Cowan between Campac, and I've noticed all their construction throughout the state of Indiana, both housing and commercial. They don't seek public money. And again, you might beware because, again, if you see more housing like we've had out in Yorktown, either a half a century ago when people moved out to Yorktown, including the Muncie Elks Club, you're not going to have people come to this town for number one, because the tax rate's higher than anything out here in the rural routes. Number two, people still want the schools in rural routes because we still have a lot of
That's your
rural
time,
routes.
Mr. Yenser, if you'd like to finish your thought.
Oh, I still have the right under the Constitution to speak.
No,
So
no
I
one's
will
debating
finish
your rights,
in
sir.
2
I just said
seconds.
you could finish your
I'm
thought.
telling you to stop.
Okay. Anybody else for public comment today?
Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff Crowder. I'm a local building owner, your neighbor. My property is between the IRS building and the parking lot you recently acquired from Scott and Joe Boyce. And I'm here to say that I need to repair part of the block wall around my backyard. I'm going to have to access your parking lot. And the second issue is that parking lot you recently acquired is graded into my property all the way down the northwest corner, eroding my foundation. So I'd like someone or a couple people from maybe this body to come take a look at that, and we can come up with hopefully some resolution to that.
I've got time after this meeting if you want to talk real quick, and then I'll get you connected.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anybody else for public comment today? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to commissioner comments, if there are any. I guess the only thing I have is I hope Mr. Howe and his family are doing okay today, doing well, thinking of them.
Yes.
Okay, seeing no other commissioner comments, we will be adjourned until our next meeting on September 18th, 2025. Thank you so much.